This show does not condone throwing puppies out of windows.
Hello and welcome to What Would You Do, where I ask ridiculous questions and expect ridiculous answers. I'm Conor, and joining me today will be
Ben and
Alec.
And today we ask the ridiculous question of, what would you do if you were cloned? Now, Alec, you said you had some questions about
yeah,
this.
I need a clarification question.
Yes.
So, I like, when I'm cloned, do I just, like, wake up in a cloning facility with, like, an exact replica of myself?
Yes.
Alright.
It is a little bit of the future that requires for one of my answers. It is a bit of the future. We have cloning technology, and we have perfected cryogenic freezing, like in Futurama. And,
That throws my plans completely out of,
did you expect, like, a multiple man scenario, where you could just
No, I just
do it
expected,
yourself?
like, to just, like, turn around and find, like, an identical replica of a clone, like, on my bed. It would be just, like, present day, just having a clone.
Well, like, you
also-
could do that. That could work. You could just, like, and you have a clone.
Is my clone sentient? Does it have feelings?
Yes, it's exactly you.
Ooh.
It's you, but there's two.
I guess that I'm gonna have to go with my default, de facto plan. I want to use my clone as a form of economic insurance and profit.
Same! That was
I think I would simply just go with, like, I would just simply try and figure out why I had a clone and how that happened first before I did anything like that.
I'm very gullible. I would assume instantly, oh, it's my clone and it happened magic.
I would actually ask my clone, like, do you know what's going on?
No, and I'm assuming his response would be like, I don't know, I'm on the bed, you just appeared in front of me. What?
So wait, we don't know which one's the clone.
You're you! Would you assume you're a clone?
But the other
I might
one
assume
said-
I'm
you
the
just said
clone.
The other one said that they just saw us appear on the bed.
Yeah, and you turn around and saw them appear in the bed. You don't know
They're
which was
exactly us with all of our memories.
Yeah.
How do we know which one? They don't think they're a clone.
Simply give both sides a sword, make them duel, and whoever wins was the original.
Which I'm assuming that means there's three of you now. Because I'm assuming you're talking to both your clones. Which one's the original?
No, just two. I'm just saying you and your clone are confused about who is the clone. You're both convinced that you're not clones.
In my situation, we would both assume that we're the clone.
Ah.
See, I don't have the problem with which one's the real one. I'm like, which one's, no, I'm fake, you're fake. Who's the actual man? Where'd he go?
I'd try and put my clone, like, through uni to get, like, a degree, so we're both generating money, and we basically have, double the economic capacity and the manpower.
Yeah, my first answer was very similar to that, which is like, because I write scripts and stories, and it's always a hassle, or maybe like, if my friend's like, hey, do you want to play The Crew on the PlayStation? I'm like, sure, me? Do that. I'll do this recording.
I'd have my other clone working, like, when we're playing Kahoot, the other clone will be like playing and doing the opposite answer to me, so then I have a guaranteed win.
Yeah, but you would also guarantee to lose.
Shh.
I'd be wanting to put, like, my clone through uni, and then, like, there'd be, like, double the investments, and if something went wrong with one of us, then the other one would donate part of their funds in order to supporting the other one, so it would just be financial insurance.
Would you name your clone something else?
Well, yeah, otherwise people will, like, think that I'm in two places at once.
But I would want them to think I'm in two places at once. That was one of my answers. Freak people out.
I didn't want to freak people out, otherwise, like, this... I don't know, the CIA would come and start doing experiments on how I managed to get a clone, and being experimented upon because I have an identical clone that came out of nowhere isn't in my agenda.
Just clarifying, do they actually have all of our memories?
Yes.
Damn.
The only thing that may be different is that instead of standing up, looking in the mirror, and then turning around and seeing yourself, they're standing and walking into where the mirror is, and they see themselves. That's the only difference.
So you need to treat your clone properly, and that's what I want to do. I want to just have
Same.
mutual support.
So if, like...
And
To be honest, I'd be freaked out. I think I wouldn't go straight for, hey, we're gonna mutually benefit each other at university. I'd be like, how the hell do I have a clone?
After a good half an hour, I'm all good. I'm like, okay, I have a clone, I guess.
oh no, I'd be terrified. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't sleep,
I'd say that's the
no.
most beneficial use of my clone.
I think I would. I hope I would agree. I would agree with myself to not kill me, because we both don't like blood, and we're like, it's just fine, perfectly fine.
Well, if your clone's willing to kill a version of itself, then
I'm hoping they're not.
that's
I'm hoping
bad, I
I'm
think,
not.
for everyone.
I'm equally matched with him.
Yes, we're equally matched.
I'm equally
If you
as
had a
weak
fight,
as him.
Neither of you would win, because
Yeah.
you'd know exactly how each other would fight.
You would walk into the room and see two guys on the floor, both unconscious, both bruised slightly, because...
In the exact same spots.
No, but just mirror imaged, and you're like, what the... I'm just gonna close the door. I'ma leave, I need a drink.
I would name my clone Reginald.
Okay.
It would be Reginald.
But my
Well,
clone would think he's not the clone, so then they'd want to be called Ben and want me to be called something else.
See,
Better. One of us will be named Farmer, the other one will be named Rumkay, which it will be decided by the roll of a dice.
bring out the D&D set and roll and see who gets the 20. No, I would have the opposite problem. I would be like, okay, I'll name myself Leo. No, I'll name myself Leo. Ah, who's going to be called Conor, for Pete's sake?
I think the Farmer Rumkay division would be my best strategy.
As the song goes, by Weird Al, I think I'm a clone now. I would order pizza and send myself to pick up the pizza.
Yeah, but if you don't want to do,
And
is
then
what I
the
think
next
everyone
week we'll
wants to
swap.
do is-
Because it's perfectly equal.
I guess that makes it better, but you don't want to make your clone like a slave or anything like that. 'Cause
No,
you don't
that's
want
nuts.
your clone to rebel. That sounds quite dangerous.
I didn't expect yourself to be like, alright, I'll imprison myself.
Oh no, it would be murder. Yeah, I know Alec, and if I am Alec, which I am, I would definitely
Sure.
go for the murder blow.
Would
No.
you want more clones?
Yes. You would start distributing. You'd send clones across the world. You'd have clones operating in.
That's what
each
I was
country.
thinking. At a point going, alright, so what I would like you to do is learn Russian and go to Russia and live there.
But, I wouldn't like to learn another language, and if they're identical
Oh,
to
no,
me, they
yeah, I
wanna
wouldn't like
learn
it either,
things
but that's
either.
why I would force myself to also learn Russian.
You know what? To be honest, I think I'd be that freaked out. I don't even know. I'd probably kill myself.
Wait, you are the clone.
Me. I can't.
But
I
wait!
can't-
What?
You the clone?
So at the exact same time, do you just both die?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
we'd
your clone was.
We'd be so freaked out that we'd just both kill ourselves.
And then again, the same scenario. Guy walks in the room. Oh, they're dead.
We're
Oh
just two
gosh.
identical corpses.
No, there's 400 Bens dead on the ground.
How did it? Alec and I and our clones. We both walk in. Hey Ben, are you okay? 400. How do you get so many?
Why? I want more clones. That's cheating.
I only want maybe 2 more.
No, I
Imagine
want.
if there were 400 clones. Imagine if one of the clones didn't clone properly and they had a mutation or something, and they didn't think the same.
Like Paper Jam Dipper in Have you guys have seen Gravity Falls, right?
A little bit, not a lot.
There's an episode
Not even
where
one.
Dipper can the main character, the kid, he photocopies himself, and he pulls out a piece of paper, and it's like a version of himself. And
Oh.
and because it starts out as paper and then goes 3D, but at one point there's a paper jam, and it can't talk, and it's just like.
Oh, yeah, I've seen stuff like that happen in lots of other shows as well.
Yeah.
I would say, let's say that there's 50 countries worth having an Alec in, because like they're ones with decent economies and ones that you can invest in, and their currency's unlikely to tank. So if you had 4 Alecs per each of those 50 countries, I think that would be more effective. So I'd want 200 clones.
I just want to
Select
Total world domination.
Not total world domination, just like a
Alec in
massive
Australia is
It's
sitting
like
down,
Alec,
turns
I
on the
don't think-
TV. Alec is now president. Oh.
I don't think more than one Alec would work. I honestly think you'd probably kill each other.
Why? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Just from your natural leader kind of sense that you give off, I think that you would all fight to be the leader.
The head of
No, I think you'd just fight over who's Alec.
No, we just like we'd randomly assign names. 200 of them.
Why do you want 200 of yourself?
Because no, I wouldn't want to talk to any of them.
Okay.
It would just be
Maybe he's compensating for something.
That's you. I'd want like 50 of the most investable, most stable countries, and then send 4 Alecs to each of them as a form of economic lifeline.
I just want to scare people. I mean, I want a situation. So, like, you walk into like Coles. So you're walking in. You ask, "Excuse me, do you know where this is?" And you see a guy say, "Oh yeah, no, I can help you with that," and points to the art. Okay, thank you. You go to the register. You see the same guy. Oh, whatever. Maybe he was moved or something. You get your goods. You go down to maybe like the fish and chip shop. You go there. See the same guy. Okay, that's a bit weird. I'll take my fish and chips. On your way driving, you see a car crash, and it's 2 people, but they're the same guy. And you keep going.
Okay, that one was me. It's probably 2 Alecs in that car crash.
Both dead.
I got a little twist on this, guys. What if you all the clones have a hive mind?
Oh,
That's
I
what
wouldn't
I
like.
want.
I
want
don't.
hive mind clones.
I couldn't have a conversation with myself.
The original is the controller of the hive mind.
That's more along the lines of what I want to do.
That's like
I want to have an Alec hive mind across the globe.
I mean,
Then
that's
you
fine,
won't
but
have to worry about organizing like MTG events and Dungeons and Dragons events. You can just invite loads of Alecs.
Oh, there'd just be Alecs
but
everywhere.
see,
That would be
the
best.
problem is, I would want to have a separate. If I was to play D&D with myself, I'd be like, all right, so who are you playing as? A wizard who doesn't believe in magic. Okay, who are you playing as? A drunk dwarf. All right, who are you playing as? A cat. All right, then. Does any of you have a pet? Drunk dwarf's like, I have a pet. What's the pet name? Food. What is it? A dodo. All right, then. Let's start. I would want to be different.
Alrighty then.
Those are characters I'd love to play.
I want the Alec hive mind. I want to form Alec Corp. A company with just Alex.
You walk
working
into
in
the corporation, I'm like, this looks very familiar as a Spider-Man fan. It's like, oh look, it's a spider with Alec's face in it. Ah, bit me, now I'm Spider-Man.
Spider Alec.
Spider Alec. It bit me, now I'm a clone.
What I was getting at earlier, if you had like 200 Alecs, irrespective of whether they were hive mind or individual people, if you got all 200 Alecs to commit $1 towards something, that's immediately $200.
But where do they get all their money from?
You just have them all working part-time jobs, and you just get them to work like.
I mean,
$1
my
at
guys
a
were
time.
all working part-time jobs, but just to scare
So in
people.
sweatshops.
Sweatshops. If you have a hive mind, then sweatshops might actually work.
Who's
Donate all your
paying
clones
them?
to China.
No, but you want to keep it completely undercover.
But
If
would
one
you
of the
think?
Alex dies, you want them to be cremated immediately, so the government doesn't get that much evidence that there's so many Alex just wandering around.
You just have a giant pit where you bury all the dead ones.
You know, like what happened in the 80s with like that ET cartridge game, and how this is thousands in a pit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just Alex.
Alex clones.
Oh god. I mean,
My clones.
This
Like,
is getting kind of dark, guys.
Also, if there's hive minds, like you could do all sorts of crazy illegal and medical experimentations. Like, have you ever wondered, like, if you get one of those New Year's Eve sparklers, fired, and then get someone to swallow it, what would happen?
no.
Well, now you could on like 300 test subjects.
I've always wondered questions like these. I haven't wondered, I wonder what happens if this happens. Like, that's logical and realistic. I'm more like, what if there were clones? What would you what would you do if you were facing a horde of pillows? I
A
mean,
horde of pillows.
zombie pillows.
Torch one. Set one on fire and just watch as they all catch a blaze.
Yeah, but it's
All
like,
you could get one of the New Year's Eve sparklers and just start trying to strike pillows with them.
I feel like with the hive mind situation, you're gonna end up with these zombie apocalypses. The zombie, like, there's like 50 different versions of them, but all Alex.
Yeah, the Alec zombie apocalypse. Duh. It's
Like-
always gonna happen.
Alec, you remember a few years ago at my birthday party where my dad had that ball of sparklers that burned his hands?
Yeah.
That that was insane. When he actually, for you guys that don't know that are watching this video, my dad basically got a bunch of sparklers and thought it'd be faster just to hold them all together and just light them all at once. It ended up looking like he was holding the sun, and he ended up going to hospital on my birthday with burns all over his hands. And best of all, we got it all on camera.
So, I just want to...
Cue claps. Connor, if you wanted to scare people, what you do is you get 300 clones, give them all a sparkler, light that, and just have them sprint down the street screaming.
Oh, it's the Conor parade again.
Damn it, the Connors are out again.
Cookie, get inside! They're gonna be really awkward about that conversation with you. It's gonna make it worse. No, but I feel, you know, with me scaring people, the government's gonna go into that real quickly. And it's gonna start out with me scaring them, and then so you know, like the situation of like that person walking home, real scared, seeing everyone, and they walk in their house, and then there's a me. And then, but it's gonna be opposite. I walk into my house and there's a bunch of dead me's in the government, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want the government to figure out that you.
I don't want 200 clones.
I want 200 clones, but like just like if you have 4 identicals, but named different names in a country, like it's less likely that people will notice.
I want maybe 8 in total.
And you'd have like a communal knowledge pool because each of your clones would be individually learning, and then if you
Oh,
put
that's
all
right.
that
It's a
knowledge
hive
together,
mind.
you'd have an intellectual, economic, and manpower just empire.
I forgot what your plan was to do. Like, we've got world domination, scaring people.
We'd both kill it. We'd just both.
That's right. You die.
No.
So-
If you're gonna go with that, then there needs to be at least 2,000 bends.
It's just out of nowhere one morning, the entire world's just covered in bends, and all of them simultaneously commit suicide.
The Alex are protecting the people.
There's just a massacre of people that didn't exist the day before, and they're all identical.
Just wait for the cleanup operation and the official reports.
By the Alec Corporation.
Oh yeah, let's start cloning other people.
No, because
don't-
they could be evil or greedy or any other horror movie villain. So could we?
Are you assuming that I am not a maniac?
Fair. We shouldn't have cloned you, Alec. It was just a mere accident.
Yeah, cloning me may have been a slight error.
How would you like the cloning thing to happen?
Would you like if I could get like 200 Alex? just
No, but-
spread across the world.
Would you just be like, oh, I would snap my fingers and boom, that's an Alec?
I don't want clones.
No, but this is a situation. Well, how would you? Okay, so it just happens
Only if
to
it's
you.
a hive mind. Only if it's a hive mind. Hive mind clones, then I want 200 of them.
But what if they're not hive mind clones?
Ooh, like if I just click my fingers and then all of a sudden,
The
there's
world is overpopulated by 5 billion.
if there's like 200 Alex who just magically appear in my room, then I think my room would be a little bit overcrowded.
Now I just want to have it not hive mind, but I can make them appear and just have 5 trillion appear in my room, and then I die,
I think
and
your
I don't have to
room would
live
explode.
through it.
Yeah.
How funny
Actually,
looking from the
It'd
outside.
be like in Minecraft where you summon like thousands of mobs inside a single block, and then you break the block, and they like explode everywhere.
But it's like,
Except there would be very dead Connors. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely crushed and mutilated.
I'm dead, so I'm fine. All these prime's dead. Which means they all just disappear if they're the hive mind, I'm assuming, or they're all just dead.
Oh no, if your clones start dying, so the government doesn't find out about this, you need to cremate them.
Oh, I know what I
There's a
could do.
lot.
Just
There's
walk.
a lot of cremating,
What if
Yeah.
you walked into like
and a
a...
lot of explaining to the cremating place.
Oh, you do it through different facilities, like
Or
across the
just burn them
globe.
yourself.
No, because if you did
Yeah,
what I
and you
said, where you
firewood.
have like 50 countries and 4 Alex in each, then it starts to become, since it's more distributed, it's more likely that they'll pass through unnoticed.
Like... I mean... Writing scripts is a hard thing to do alone, so if I had another clone, and it would be like, hey man, you need help with that script? Yeah, I do need help with that script. Alright, you work on that, I'll work on this. Meanwhile, at the other end of the globe, world domination's happening. Slowly progressing out across
Yeah.
every country, starting from...
Alicorp will just take over the globe.
And then and
Very off track.
Ben, not lucky you're dead in this reality.
So, 2,000 Bens murdered themselves.
In a park, I imagine.
Yeah.
He
let's
was
do it in a
walking his
park.
dog.
Then 2,000 Bens came out of nowhere, and all the Bens
Freaked
dropped.
out and died.
Yep.
Conor will be using his clones to
Scare people and then be abducted by the government. Maybe, or actually, I might be able to like, look, I would. Actually, no, I'll just give a clone to them. It doesn't have to be me. It's just me. It's fine.
I'd say there's a large risk that if any form of government figured out that that's something you're capable of doing, almost, if not all of the Connors would be locked up and experimented on, which probably wouldn't be fun. Same with the Bens and the Alex, you know.
Well, the corpses of the Bens and the Alex, the Alex ashes that you didn't realize the government was picking up.
The Alec Corp, it would. I'd hope that it eventually get to the stage where we'd be buying out governments anyway. First
Then
of all,
I'm
like,
safe,
we want to
maybe.
buy Africa, the continent.
Oh,
Then
I would
just-
start out with something small, like Tasmania.
Oh no, we don't want that.
Oi,
Yeah,
oi,
you're right.
oi. No
It's-
one's touching Tassie.
Port Arthur's pretty good, but Hobart's not. It's just buildings.
What?
I've been there, it's
I'm
not
a proud
fun.
Hobartian.
You can
Oh,
be
don't-
proud of
don't
it,
say
it's
that.
fine.
No one wants to hear it.
You don't want to trigger me. You don't want to set me off.
I wasn't involved in that. I want to buy out Africa, then turn it into a massive Alex sweatshop manufacturing.
Do you realize that people will not... Just because you...
Oh no, it'd be arms manufacturing for eventual takeover.
You're like...
I feel like our viewers might take this the wrong way, Alec.
What, you mean that I'm not sadistic? I'm gonna take over the planet with billions of Alex?
I wouldn't take over the planet, it just seems like too much of a hassle.
Because I don't want to get have them get the wrong idea. I mean, that's totally what I'd be doing. So Alec arms manufacturing
So the-
all through Africa. Then you try and hold a world takeover. And just have AleCorp rule everything. Every form of government position will be held by an Alec.
The first the press conference where you have reporters going, "Excuse me, you want to do what?" "Yes, I would like to buy out Africa." "Why do you say this?" Arms manufacturing. How many people are you employing to do this? No one. You've just got
Absolutely
yourself.
no one.
Yes.
It's a sweatshop.
You realize the
Massive.
government will. You can't just buy a country. I disagree.
I mean,
See,
it's
I've been.
not yet, but closer to the future, I think there will actually be possible instances where a corporation could buy out a country.
Disney is the only corporation that could do that.
No. Apple.
No. Apple is nothing to what Disney is doing.
Oh, then you'd want
I would rather
want
have
parts of the
Disney.
world which don't actually have an established government. So Western Sahara. So there's actual no proper government there. So if you set up your that'd be the start of my empire of Alex, and slowly I'd spread in and try and do it covertly.
I was just about to ask a very stupid question. I was about to ask, when you're in power, is it going to be a democracy? And I'm like, no.
Technically, you could have. There'd be lots of elections. You'd have the
Alec or
Greens
Alec? Alec with a top
party.
hat, Alec with a
You'd
scarf.
have,
Who would it be?
Liberal Alex, the Labour Alex.
But if you all think the same and you're on a hive mind, then
Yeah,
why
it's,
would you have
it's just
multiple
me.
parties?
Oh no, to give the illusion that you can actually vote for different parties.
But it's funny to imagine the two sitting in a chair and it's like, what do you think about tax? Well, I think we should keep it and double it. And the other guy across you is like,
double
I
tax.
agree, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, all of the political parties everywhere completely agree with each other. And you'd have a casual billion Alex just in
People would try to
heavy
kill
armored
you.
suits.
All
Of
of
course
you.
they would.
Yeah.
That's why you want a billion armed Alex in every country.
Every country. You won't.
Heaven forbid there was a rebellion. You couldn't let that happen, could you? That would just make things complicated.
So you don't want a Star Wars then?
Oh no, of
The
course
plot
not.
of Star Wars where under every stormtrooper's helmet is an Alec is a little funny.
Oh, I think that the Empire, the Emperor Palpatine and me just really understand each other. I think on a personal level that we just connect.
So only Palpatine, not like Snoke or whoever else is ruling the galaxy at the moment.
I didn't like Snoke. I think the Emperor and me, we really just, we're cool. I think we just have the
You're
same
willing
ideas.
to do it.
We're two minds of the same kind. I reckon I'd be an amazing emperor. and
Everyone
I'd
in the
rule
White
with
House is
an
just
iron
Alex.
fist. Yeah, everyone everywhere in all forms of government would be Alex.
I feel like it would last, but a rebellion would rise up, and they would take over.
All CEOs would be replaced with Alex.
Everyone's out of a
Emergency
job.
services
You
would be
realize how
replaced
many?
with Alex.
How are you gonna do? Okay, so an interview question: how are you gonna deal with overpopulation?
Purging. Frequent purging.
Are you saying just regular killing, or the Purge, like the movie?
Oh, no, not the purge. That's too random. We'd have death squads going through executing people who are anti-government.
But what if that's everyone?
Oh, well, you just have a complete Alec-based society.
Okay, I'm gonna go and train to be a part of NASA.
Well, maybe we should actually try and wrap this video up because I feel like it's going to get too out of hand if we keep going.
Too out of hand. I think it's good.
What out of hand? This is completely normal. Are you telling me you don't have plans of world domination? That's just everything that the everyday Joe has.
I'm not gonna upload this. I'm just gonna send this to the government.
What? No, that's.
And on
I'm
that
sorry, Conor,
note,
we can't let that happen. me and all the other Alex who are watching this video.
Uh-oh, me and my 8 clones have got to fight off 1 billion Alex. Oh,
Not
gee.
1 billion. Jesus Christ. What do you think? I'm poor? Anyway.
I'm gonna live with the penguins. Okay, so where can people find you?
Me? Nowhere. I don't wish to be found.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter at goddamn robots. Ben, where can people find you and your corpses?
Well, you can find me. You can find me on YouTube at the Academy of Geekery. So just youtube.com/the Academy of Geekery, and on Twitter I'm at Ben from TAOG. So, yeah. You can find me on there.
Okay then.